So this will be our last transformation video, and we are going to be working on dilations. And so dilation is when you make something bigger or smaller. A lot of people tend to think that dilations is just something bigger or something smaller, but it is both. So this is actually the enlargement or reduction of a figure. So here we see an example. We have this original pre-image, and then our prime will be something a lot smaller, so that definitely is a dilation. The scale factor indicates how much the figure will enlarge or reduce, and the variable for that scale factor is k. So an example of that would be something like k is equal to any number. That would be our scale factor that determines what we are doing to that figure. And so when the scale factor is bigger than 1, that is an enlargement. It will be bigger. And when k is less than 1, so a fraction or something like that, it will be a reduction. So you can kind of predict how these will go. You have a number bigger than 1, it should get bigger. If you have something smaller than 1, it should get smaller. And if you don't have that, then you're probably done something wrong. So let's look at number 1. I've already graphed it. This is point R, point S, point T. And now it says that the scale factor is 2. So I'm going to take these coordinates. So I'm going to start off with R. And that says -5, 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scale factors, in this case it's 2, and then I will multiply it by each one of these coordinates. So again, -5 and also 1. So when we do that, we have r prime, that would be -10. 2 times 1, that would be 2. So r prime is going to be -10, 2. We do the same thing for point S. Oh, that's not prime. Point S says that is -3, 4. So -3. 4, our scale factor is 2, so that will be multiplied by -3. That'd be -6. And then also times 4, which will be a +8. Then we're going to take and multiply t with our scale factor as well. So 2 times 2, that is 4. -2 times 2 times -1, that will be a -2. So now we have all our primes. Let's go ahead and plot those. So we have 10, 2 for r prime. S prime is -6, 8. So I think that's -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we go up 8. Somewhere around here. That's S prime, and then T is going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, down -2. That's T prime. So as you can tell, this has gotten a lot bigger. You guys draw it better on your paper, but our prediction was right. This should be bigger. It didn't move, it didn't slide anywhere, it didn't flip, it didn't do anything crazy like that. So we know we've done the correct one. Let's move on to number 3. So number 3, I've already plotted my points. And so J, K, L, and M, they do make a rhombus. And it says my scale factor is 1/2. So when it is 1/2, it is smaller than 1. So therefore, my prediction is that this is going to get smaller. If it gets bigger, then I know I've done something wrong. So I'm going to take one of my points. I'm going to do J. And that is -10, 2. Even though the scale factor is different, we're still doing the exact same thing. We're going to take 1/2 and multiply it by each and every single one of our coordinates. So J prime here is going to be 1/2 times -10, that's going to be -5. 1/2 times 2, that's going to be 2. Just kidding, 1. I was looking at this number. So -5, 1 is going to be J prime. I'll do the same thing with another point. So for example, in K, that is -2, 8. I take my 1/2, multiply by my x-coordinate, also my y. So k prime is going to be -1 and 4. For L, it's 6 and 2. 1/2 times 6, that's going to be 3. And then 2 times 1/2, that is going to be 1. Last coordinate is -2, -4, so that is going to be -1, -2. So let's plot these and see if it does get any bigger. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, that's J prime. K is -1, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is K prime. L prime is 3, 1. And M prime is -1, -2. So as you can see, our dilation was definitely a reduction. It did get smaller, didn't move, didn't slide, didn't flip, didn't do anything crazy like that. Keep it in mind, these have to be labeled properly. So I have to have at least 2 figures, my pre-image and my image, and they have to be labeled properly. So of course your image will include those primes, so J prime, K prime, L prime, M prime. If they're not labeled like that, they are marked wrong. These are wrong. So I need these labeled properly. I need at least 2. If of course the transformation is a composite, then we're going to have a little bit more. But other than that, if you have any questions, come to me during B lunch and we'll get them answered.